I want to start using interactive product demos, but I'm just not sure how to get started. That is a question that we get so often at HowdyGo. And so today I wanted to try to walk you through 3 questions that I try to answer with our customers before they get started recording or even editing their demos. The first question that I try to answer is, what is your funnel goal? When you start to look at interactive product demos, it's important to figure out where in your funnel you're actually trying to improve. So if it's a top of funnel demo, you want to keep it relatively generalized because you're trying to capture an audience and as they come into your website, maybe they aren't that aware of what you're capable of and what you do, but you're trying to give them a little bit of awareness about that and educate them. And that's a great place to start with interactive product demos because it's a really useful tool in a variety of different situations. And I'll get onto distribution in a moment. When you start to look at the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel, at middle of funnel, you can still use those platform overviews, the generalized ones, because a lot of people aren't really at the stage where they fully understand what your value proposition is. So those demos can still be applied there. But if you are looking to improve the bottom of the funnel, or maybe you're trying to push people along in the sort of intent stage or the evaluation stage, a great place to start is with a feature overview. So a feature overview is really focusing in on one specific feature. So let's say you have a gated product where they log in, they get free access to a trial version of the product, but there's aspects of it that aren't available to them until they've signed up to a plan. A feature overview will let you demonstrate how that feature is going to work before they actually sign up and continue through the purchase process. And it can be helpful in like an email nurturing campaign or even on your homepage, but in the product or features section of that homepage, because you're able to demonstrate very specific features in that context. So establishing where you're targeting with your interactive product demo is a really effective first starting point. The second question I try to answer with our customers is who your audience is for these demos. It's not uncommon for apps to have 2 separate audiences. If you had a product-led growth style funnel for the sort of lower tier customers, that's quite commonplace. But then you also have an enterprise product. Covering both of those bases can be a little bit tricky once you get past the sort of generalized platform overview, because you're talking about features in a very specific circumstance or context. So those users, an enterprise user might be interested in single sign-on environments and your SOC 2 compliance, for instance. But a product-led growth style app sign-up with a startup is probably going to be more interested in the way that the app really sort of basically functions and whether it's going to solve their specific problem quickly and easily. So identifying your audience, particularly when you start to look at those feature overview demos, is very important so that you can talk to them in their language and establish the value propositions that are relevant to that audience. And the third question that I try to get people to answer is distribution model. So look, there are so many great opportunities for interactive product demos across your entire go-to-market stack. But the problem with that is that it makes it a little bit confusing because people start to get very excited about the idea of using interactive product demos in a huge number of different circumstances. So they might be like, oh, I'm going to put it on my homepage. I'm going to put it into our email nurturing campaigns. I'm going to put it on our pay-per-click landing pages. I'm going to incorporate it into our feature release blogs. Like all of these are amazing ideas, but the problem is it can get a little overwhelming. And if you don't start off with something basic and just hone in on one specific distribution model, you will find it a little bit challenging. So my recommendation is pick out one distribution model and go down that path. If you're looking for a very common pathway for people, it's usually do a generalized platform overview demo, embed it into your landing page, either as an embed with an iframe or with a link out to our share page, and then sort of see how that goes, see how it functions, look at the metrics that we track so that you can understand whether the demo you've created is working well and whether you're getting that initial engagement with the demo, how many people are viewing each annotation, are they finishing the demo, and are they clicking on the call to action at the very end and hopefully moving forward and progressing through the funnel. And if you're targeting the top of funnel, that's awesome because it means that the people who are kind of going through that demo flow are going to be more activated when they enter the product. You're probably going to get an increased number of signups because people are signing up to something where they kind of already know what they're getting into. And it can be a really effective tool for that stage. So if you're looking for a basic way to get started, I would say generalized platform overview, great place to start. If you have a very specific set of challenges that you're trying to address with an interactive product demo, you can chat to us and we can help you through that whole process and maybe prepare feature overviews or demos that are appropriate for middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. But hopefully this was helpful to kind of give you a little bit of an understanding about where to begin with interactive product demos. I'm the co-founder of HowdyGo. We do interactive product demos for B2B SaaS companies. Always willing to have a chat with anybody, regardless of where you are in the world. I'm obviously in Australia, but would love to chat to you. Thanks.